Steve joins us from Indy and the NFL Scouting Combine. So we're in day 2, Steve.
Yep, I am back here at my room right now at the True Hotel just near the Lucas Oil Stadium. And I can just kind of speak in some generalities about what's going on here. There'll be 7 Ohio State players participating in the Combine who obviously finished up their time at Ohio State this past season. You have 2 wide receivers with Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, both of them projected as first-round picks. Let me see here. It was earlier in the week as I look at this. Where is it? Mel Kiper had Garrett Wilson going number 14 overall to the New Orleans Saints and Chris Olave number 23 to the Arizona Cardinals. I know the Cleveland Browns are in the running for a wide receiver, I think middle first round, maybe 13 is their number. And so, again, I've talked about this. That's probably too early to take Chris Olave, but Chris Olave would be my pick just because I look at him as a guy that's going to play about 12 years in the NFL and be kind of like a Jarvis Landry, move the sticks kind of guy that will spark a big play every now and then. I think Garrett Wilson is going to be that guy who's capable of the spectacular, which I think that's great to have that in the NFL, a specimen, because you do need that guy to go up and high point the football and those kind of things. I joked on Canton Radio yesterday about it, that he'd be perfect for Baker Mayfield because all of his passes are high and wide. So he'd be a great guy to work with. And coincidentally, I believe they went to the same high school. Is it Lake Travis? Is that where they both attended high school? So obviously a few years apart, and I don't believe they ever played together, obviously, because Baker, is in year 3 now in the NFL, and or 4, and I guess 4. That was his 4th year, and Wilson was at OSU 3 years, so it doesn't add up. But at any rate, those 2 at wide receiver. We talked to those 2 today, as well as Jeremy Ruckert, the outstanding tight end. He's a mid-round pick, probably 3rd, 4th round, it would seem. Tight end's obviously kind of a dime a dozen type thing, unless you've got a Kelsey or a Gronk who, is going to change the game, or the guy from the 49ers, Kittle, that's fabulous as well. And then let's see, offensive line, 2 guys, Nicholas Petit-Ferrer. I think a lot of people look at him as a 2nd-round pick. And then Thayer Munford, which is probably a mid-round pick, 3rd, 4th. He played tackle and guard in his time at Ohio State, started at guard this past season to kind of, in one respect, get DeJuan Jones on the field, but another respect, show that he could play guard to the NFL. And I wonder if guard is where he'll be. He's a Cincinnati native. The Bengals need some offensive line help, and that there's been some projections that maybe 3rd round, into the 3rd round, when the Bengals are going to pick, maybe he'd be there and maybe they'd take him. I don't know, maybe late 2nd. I don't know. It probably depends how well he works out here in Indianapolis. And then 2 defensive linemen, Haskell Garrett, who was at Ohio State for what seemed like 17 seasons, and Tyric Smith, who was at OSU for 4 seasons. And it could be argued he's a late round projection, probably 5th, 6th round, and Garrett's probably third round, in that range. It could be argued that Tyric Smith would have done very well to come back for a 5th year as a super senior and improve his draft stock and move from the 5th, 6th, 7th round up to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. But he's going to have to explain to people how he started the entire season and had 3 sacks, although I thought at times he was as consistent a guy on pressure for Ohio State in at least getting in the face of the quarterback, even if he didn't tackle him, but 3 times all season. So that's the rundown from here in Indianapolis. The player workouts start Thursday night with the quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends who we talked to today on Tuesday. And they go through all kinds of exams and interviews here this next day or so. And then it'll be prime time on NFL Network. I think you'll get to watch all the on-field stuff in the 40s. So that's my report from Indianapolis. Back to you.
I think for Tyric Smith, I think it's kind of a blessing that he got to be invited, because this is a guy that played in 40 games at Ohio State and has 7 career sacks and has had stretches of really goodness, but that's about it, and for him to get that invite, I think is pretty significant. Now, question for him is always been, he's always this close, and then also he's hurt a lot, and so can he stay healthy and can he actually put it all together? Because the potential was always there, it just never really happened. But look what Jonathan Cooper did in a very similar kind of career this past season with Denver, where he was one of the top rookie defensive ends, edge rushers around, and he was a 7th round pick. So maybe that's something that can happen for Tyric Smith. For me, I'm going. I've got Garrett Wilson as my number 1 over Chris Olave. If the Browns can get him there, I think he's a guy that, to me, he's a number 1 receiver. I think Olave is a number 2. Would be helped to have a number 1. That way, the defense doesn't have to focus on him. I'm looking forward to seeing what Garrett Wilson can do. I do hope that Chris Olave can make it to 39 or so, though, where the Bears draft, but I am not expecting it.